The Movie Bar Podcast.
Welcome to the Movie Bar Podcast. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Bar Podcast. I'm John.
I'm Justin.
I'm Billy.
How you guys doing this week?
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
How about yourself?
Go fuck yourself. No, I'm all right. All right. A little bit of housekeeping. Actually, no, first, you know what I did today at work?
What?
Me and three other guys put together a Power Wheels for one of the guys' grandson.
Oh, that's nice of you.
This fucking thing took us 3 hours to fucking build.
Wow.
We turned it on.
It didn't work.
It has fucking lights, headlights, fucking lights around the fucking windshield, has a fucking Bluetooth FM player in the fucking thing, and a remote control so the parent can control it.
Oh, that sucks.
But the thing is
Very
fucking
true.
fast.
Yeah.
Well, it's for his fucking 2-year-old grandson.
Yeah. I saw actually reminds me, I saw one of the retro commercials the other day for the G.I. Joe ATV Power Wheels. And it had the little water gun, the electric water gun mounted on the front so you could run around shooting people with the water gun. That was cool.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Yep. Yes, it was.
But all right, back to housekeeping.
Yes, sad news from the world of TV. Bob Newhart, deadpan comedian, dies at 94.
I think the last thing he did was Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, he did a couple things on that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Proton.
Very funny guy. I just
yeah.
never, I was still a little young for his shows, so I never really watched them. But still, from what I've seen, very funny guy.
It was in reruns when we were kids.
Yeah.
So, well, condolences to his friends, family, and fans.
And then Fandango founder J. Michael Klein died after jumping from a New York City hotel. There's things behind that, I'm sure.
Does he still have any control with?
No, he sold it. He sold it years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does some. He had some other businesses he was into.
But,
Yeah. Because I mean, they own Voodoo now, and
yeah.
But all right, and lastly, Friday the 13th, Jason Lives actor Whitney Ridebeck passed away. I believe he was. Open the link real quick. Load your boat. He was 79.
79. Wow.
Yeah.
Because he was one of those. He was one of the paintballers, right? They were kind of middle-aged in the movie anyway. So. Yeah.
He also appeared in The Brady Bunch, Lassie, Monster Squad, Rocky II, MASH, Battle Beyond the Stars, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Murder, She Wrote, Third Rock from the Sun, Seventh Heaven, Party of Five, and most recently Scrubs. So condolences to their friends, family, and fans. Now a little movie news. Okay, I guess that's me.
Yeah.
I was on a different link. Shut up, Justin.
Because that's what happens when you move things around, John.
Yeah, well, fresh off of his opening weekend of Twisters, Glenn Powell is attached to star in a remake of the 90s hit Backdraft.
Is he just going to remake all the 90s movies?
Well, Twisters isn't a remake. It's more
no.
because it doesn't follow the same storyline or anything.
Doesn't. It's a similar storyline, but leave it at that.
But I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah. There's just unnecessary remakes.
I mean, you know, it was a
This is
matter
one
of
of them.
time, but
They're
Yeah.
out of ideas. They need to go back to the well and
yeah.
rehash all these things to make a moderate amount of money off of them again.
Hey, but speaking of which, big news, Collector 3 is back on. Yay. The director announced that the legal holdups they're passed, and they're gonna start filming again soon. So yay.
So
The Collected will come out.
Do you know the story behind this?
Behind the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the movies.
No, I mean the third one.
I know it was going to be filmed like during the pandemic, but then the pandemic hit and all
It
sorts of
filmed
shit
for
went
9
down.
days.
Yeah,
Like 8 or 9 days it filmed, and COVID shut it down. And they said, "No, we're not gonna stop back up." So, but yeah, that's good. I'm looking forward to this one. I like the other two. So,
yes.
all right, new trailers.
Oh, Catnado comes out October 22nd, 24, video on demand. I am shocked this is not getting a theatrical release. Seriously, what the hell?
I'll be honest with you, I'd be much more scared of a bunch of cats coming out of a tornado than a bunch of sharks.
And people are worried about the sharks falling on you.
Yeah, but I mean,
crush
once
you to
they
death.
land on the land, you know, they've only got a short amount of time before they're dead, and then you just get rid of them. The cats, they're just gonna be pissed.
Yeah, but they'll scatter.
They're scattered, but it depends on the cat.
But they're gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
You spin around in a tornado, see how you feel.
Yeah, those cats are gonna be coming for something.
I mean, I've seen videos of cats recently where they're fucking juking and jiving, punching the shit out of dogs. So,
I mean, yeah, shark's clearly gonna kill you instantly if it lands on you, but if a cat lands on you, it's gonna scratch the fuck out of you.
and then eat you.
After time.
Yeah, it looks like a birdemic kind movie. So I mean,
It'll be on the Sci-Fi Network before you know it.
Of course, it's a you know C or D movie. I never thought it was going to be anything but.
Yeah, hey, good on them for trying.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the trailer 2, I guess, not the final trailer because it's still a while, but Beetlejuice. Oh yeah, this just keeps looking better.
Yeah, this looks really good.
The first trailers or the first, images and all that stuff were, left you kind of wondering what was going to be coming, and
this
there's
trailer
much more,
brings it hard.
Yeah, there's much more the Tim Burton-ness to the newer trailers. So
Yeah.
a little over a month away.
Yeah. September 6th. Yeah. Yeah, looks good. Can't wait to see this. And lastly, the final trailer for Alien Romulus. I have no interest in this whatsoever.
No.
I don't like Alien. I don't like the Alien movies. It does nothing for me. Signs, that's an Alien movie I can get behind. This, no.
Ugh, the worst Alien movie of all time?
Go fuck yourself.
That movie sucked.
No, it didn't.
Different strokes for different folks, okay?
Yeah.
Come on.
At least Signs is believable. This is not believable.
It's only because we don't live in this time frame yet. You don't know it's not believable. There's millions of planets out there. Those things could
millions,
very
billions,
well
and billions.
Well, if they show up looking like the aliens in this movie, I'll go back and rewatch them and
try and figure out how the fuck get away.
Yeah. At least the Signs alien, it's easy. Just splash them with water.
Yeah, they'll just come at you and wiggle their little bodies and then run away.
Yeah. All right. What do we watch this week, Justin? Start us off.
I watched Forrest Gump for sure. Well, most of it, not the whole thing, most of it. Um, I've watched it so many times. It's
I don't care. I made sure I finished watching it today.
I love watching Forrest Gump.
I watched The Haunted Mansion, the new one there in 2023.
Oh, how was it?
I mean, it's a Disney movie, but I mean, it actually went harder than I was expecting. So I was glad the kids weren't around.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I kind of wanted to watch it.
I just randomly thought of it today while I was making lunch, and I was like, you know what? I got to see if that's on there. I wanted to watch that. I mean, it is a pretty good story, for what it is.
Is it better than the Eddie Murphy one?
I haven't watched the Eddie Murphy one in a long time, but I would say, it's as a movie, it's pretty good. The story's all right. I mean, it's kind of tough when you're taking something that's existed for 30, 40 years or however long that ride's been around, and trying to make, a movie out of it. So, but I mean, they used, features I remember of the Haunted Mansion ride. So it's worth a watch. Okay. But it was definitely, there was more horror theme to it than I was honestly expecting. Granted, yeah, I get it. It's a Haunted Mansion, but they went a little harder with some of it than you'd think Disney would. Then again, we're getting Deadpool versus Deadpool and Wolverine, so. Yes, I watched, just because it was on earlier, Fantastic Four 2 Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Nice.
God. I forget how terribly awful yet somewhat good that movie is.
What, the Galactus Cloud?
Yeah,
the original one was better than the sequel.
Yeah, well, it always is. I mean, Silver Surfer was cool, but Galactus, yeah, that was a letdown. Big old letdown. And then before I came in here, I was kind of half-assed watching Thor Ragnarok because it was on. So, but yeah, not much beyond that. That was it.
All right, Billy, what was on Tubi this week?
I didn't
watch any
Tubi. Yeah.
His job.
Oh, that's
now.
right. That's right. He does have a job. Okay. What you watch this week, Billy?
Well, I watched capped off the rest of the Beverly Hills Cops movies with Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I think that if that wasn't Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, it would have been okay, but you know what they really did? They screwed around with the music too. They tried to too much like the orchestra. That really kind of aggravated me. Like throwing in the orchestra to play acts 11. You don't need that. Unnecessary. Well, whatever. Carrying on. I watched Carnival of Souls on the last drive-in.
Thought the season was over.
No, still got a couple weeks. They're doing every other week, so I think it runs till September. I watched Nicolas Cage, Jared Leto in Lord of War about the gun runners. That was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I watched another Nick Cage movie, Kill Chain. Had no idea what the hell was going on for the first 45 minutes, but it was still pretty good. I like it. Different. Have you seen it?
Never heard of it.
No. Yeah, I saw it. It's on Amazon Prime. It has to do with assassins and robberies and
is it a
revenge.
Recent Nicolas Cage movie or is it?
Yeah, like the last 5 years, like 2022. Yeah, but it was good. And I went and saw Twisters. You can see my quick reaction video for my thoughts on that. And this afternoon, I watched Forrest Gump. Made AJ watch it too, so he got to watch Forrest Gump.
Did he learn anything?
Oh, yeah. He learned that was Tom Hanks. It's like, how could you not know that was Tom Hanks?
No
Did he
offense, your kids are more.
all the different ways to make shrimp?
Mhm.
Well, I got a fairly short list because we recorded late last week and I've kind of given up hope on life. But I watched My Spy, The Eternal City, the
Oh, the new one?
Amazon. Yep. It was pretty
Yeah.
good.
I want to watch that. I like the first one. It was
The
fun.
first one was funny. This one was funny too. Dave Bautista's growing on me as an actor.
Mm.
I watched If, finally made it through the movie, despite some incidents that happened while watching the movie I will not get into. Me and Hunter, we watched The Majestic. Then I watched Forrest Gump. Then I watched Welcome to Morrowind, which I feel my life is becoming slowly but surely. I'll be outside playing with dolls here in a couple of weeks. I watched Child's Play 2.
Is someone hurting you, John?
No. But then I watched Child's Play 2 and Child's Play 3 today.
Oh yeah, that talking about Dave Bautista. Did you watch that trailer I sent you? Saw that in the theater. The Killing Game.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
That looks interesting. He plays an assassin, but he finds out he has like 3 months to live. So whatever. Okay.
Put it on next week. Okay.
Put it on next week. Okay.
Okay.
A little tease.
Yeah.
Little tease. All right.
Well, now it's time for our feature presentation.
Hello, my name's Forrest Gump. Would you like a chocolate?
Oh, thank you.
It's funny what a young man recollects.
You're the same as everybody else. You are no different.
Your boy's different.
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid as stupid does. I'm Jenny. I'm Forrest Gump.
She was my most special friend. My only friend. We was together all the time. We was like peas and carrots, Jenny and I.
Run, Forrest!
Hey, stupid! Run!
Now, you wouldn't believe it if I told you, but I can run like the wind blows.
Who in the hell is that?
That there's Forrest Gump, Coach. Just a local idiot. I never thought it would take me anywhere. They even put me on a thing called the All-America Team, where you get to meet the President of the United States.
Congratulations. How does it feel to be an All-American?
I gotta pee.
I believe he said he had to go pee.
Now, maybe it's just me, but college was very confusing times.
Have you ever been with a girl, Forrest?
I sit next to them in my home economics class all the time.
Have you given any thought to your future?
Go! What's your sole purpose in this army?
To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant.
You're a damn genius. You are going to be a general someday, Gump.
Yes, drill sergeant!
They sending me to Vietnam.
Listen, you promised me something, okay? If you're ever in trouble, don't try to be brave. You just run, okay?
Okay.
Where you boys from in the world?
Alabama, sir.
You twins? No, we are not relations, sir. For some reason, what I was doing seemed to make sense to people.
Forget about me. Get yourself out. Been awarded the Medal of Honor.
How come? Now, my mama's always telling me how miracles happen every day. Some people don't think so.
Jenny!
But they do. You can come home with me at my house in Greenbow. I'll take care of you.
Why are you so good to me?
You're my girl.
Paramount Pictures presents Tom Hanks.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Robin Wright.
Will you marry me? I'd make a good husband, Jenny.
You would, Forrest.
But you won't marry me.
Gary Sinise.
I never thanked you for saving my life.
And Sally Field.
My boy Forrest is going to get the same opportunities as everyone else.
A film by Robert Zemeckis.
What's my destiny, Mom?
You're going to have to figure that out for yourself.
The world will never seem the same once you've seen it through the eyes of Forrest Gump.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
This week we will be covering Forrest Gump. Slow-witted Forrest Gump has never thought of himself as disadvantaged, and thanks to his supportive mother, he leads an anything but restricted life. When dominating on the gridiron as a college football star, fighting in Vietnam, while complaining about captaining a shrimp boat, Forrest inspires people with his childlike optimism. But one person Forrest cares about the most may be the most difficult to save, his childhood love, the sweet but troubled Jenny.
Yes, this was released July 6th, 1994. Rated PG-13 with a runtime of 2 hours and 22 minutes. Director Robert Zemeckis. Box office $678.2 million. Won all sorts of awards. Won Oscar for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, blah, blah, blah. Bunch of stuff. It's currently streaming on Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, as well as for purchase on all streaming sites.
A cast of characters. We have Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump, Robin Wright as Janae Curran, Gary Sinise as Lieutenant Dan Haley, Michael T. Williamson as Benjamin Buford Bubba Blue, Sally Field as Mrs. Gump, Haley Joel Osment as Forrest Gump Jr., Peter Dobson as Elvis Presley, Dick Cavett as himself, Sam Anderson as Principal Hancock, Jeffrey Blake as Wesley, member of the SDS group there, Jenny's abusive boyfriend, Siobhan Fallon Hogan as Dorothy Harris, school bus driver, Sonny Schroyer as Coach Paul Bear Bryant, Grant L. Bush, Michael Jace, Connor Kennelly, and Teddy Lane Jr. as the Black Panthers, Richard D'Alessandro as Abby Hoffman, Kurt Russell as the voice of Elvis Presley, and Alexander Zemeckis, the first boy in the school bus who refuses to let Forrest sit next to him, is Robert Zemeckis' son. Robert Zemeckis himself is one of the guests at Forrest and Jenny's wedding, and one of Tom Hanks' daughters is on the bus.
Yes. Yes. All right.
Get all on the bus. Get on the bus.
So, another long one, obviously, this week. But, so let's discuss the premise. We're following the story of this, what begins as a child who has issues with his legs and has to wear these big-ass braces.
Yeah, and he's got a learning disability to boot.
He's a little slow. And, of course, kids being assholes that they are, were mean to him. Oh. Except for this one girl who we'd later learn is Jenny.
And he never lets it get him down either. You notice that too. He never lets it get to him.
No, he like I told Hunter, I said, just like you're a lot like Forrest Gump. No matter what he goes through, or he doesn't let so we went to Target on Saturday. He found this figure that he was looking for. Really excited. Then we got up to the register and they wouldn't sell it to us because the street date was Sunday. Now, any other kid that I've seen would have a fucking full-blown tantrum. Yeah. And Hunter was like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We'll get it another time." And how she's like,
no, it's out. Too bad.
Yeah, sure, and I tried to tell the lady. She's like, "Well, the register won't let us sell it."
It doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, but
you
whatever.
Put it in as a.
I didn't feel like going to jail.
I'm not going to jail for that. It's on the shelf. It's for sale.
I would have lost my shit. The mood I was in. But he makes the best of every situation, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
But Forrest, he he's so innocent
Mhm.
and, you know, childlike minded. And he's not as dumb as people make him out to be.
No.
Like the scene with the principal when he
Mhm.
comes outside, like, your mother sure cares about your education.
Love that scene.
But and then we kind of see him develop as he gets older and he loses the braces while running. And then he runs across the football field while the guy throws the ball and Forrest ends up down by where the football is. I haven't seen that done since Mr. Perfect did it years ago, you know. But you know, and then becoming a football star and being on the All-American team and then going to Vietnam, you know, like excelling in basic training. Like, you know,
Well, I mean,
take
what
it.
does the Army want other than someone who just follows the rules?
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Someone just listens and follows direction.
Yeah.
Do this,
And
A to B, boom, boom, boom.
Don't question. Do
Yep.
it.
yeah, and he does it in a timely manner, which is, you know, a big
A
thing in the
record
Army.
timely manner. He got his gun put together fastest in time in the thingy.
And
What they
then
called it.
in the company record.
Company record. There we go. Okay. I don't.
And
The thingy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
And then going to Vietnam and becoming a hero, saving everybody, saving Lieutenant Dan, even though that was the last thing.
He got bit in the buttocks.
Yeah. Saving all of them while shot in the ass and then fulfilling his promise to Bubba and being the shrimp boat captain. Then being the only shrimp boat in the bayou to last a hurricane. And then you see him moving on after his mama dies. But one constant thing was Jenny was always letting him down.
You can't really hate on Jenny for it.
I mean, I know Jenny had a trial, abused, you know, but I mean, she took advantage of his kindness. When she showed up at the house,
That's not taking advantage of his kindness.
I think so. I think she took advantage of his kindness.
No.
I think she felt guilty.
She felt guilty.
Felt pity for him.
And given that she grew up being abused and all that stuff, she felt that he was probably too good for her. She didn't want to take him down either, you know?
Yeah.
That's true. But he was always there to save her in a pinch.
Always trying.
So yeah, I mean, around 1994 when this came out, there wasn't really any other movies like this at the time.
No, like I mentioned last week. I mean, the whole big thing about this movie was, you know, the parts where Tom Hanks was edited in to like historical video that really hasn't been done before.
Yeah,
and you could tell. I mean, it's the effects are definitely dated compared to today, but that was revolutionary back then.
Mm-hmm.
So since you brought that up, let's discuss some of the things Mr. Gump was involved in.
Yes.
His great uncle was the leader of the founder of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
He taught Elvis how to dance.
Yeah.
Little.
He was there at the Alabama school when they were desegregating.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He met JFK when he was an All-American and he had to pay.
Yep.
Watergate.
Yeah, he stayed at the Watergate Hotel. They're in Watergate.
He created the Shit Happens.
Yep. And
as well as
Have a Nice Day.
Yep. There was a scene that was cut out where he plays ping pong with George H. Bush. So yeah, Forrest got around.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
Very popular. What do you guys think was?
Jenny.
Fucking
What?
Said almost as much as Jenny.
Oh,
I know that wasn't
that's
nice.
low
Jenny
blow.
got around.
I defended her.
Jenny got around.
And then I got.
What do you guys feel was the overall message of this movie?
Very positive. Very positive, touching movie. You know, no matter what life threw at him, he still, you know, had kept that attitude. You know,
Yeah.
and he, you know, it was just, it's a great movie overall. It's hard to.
So it's set in Greenbow, Alabama.
Yeah.
Which I think is a perfect setting because I'm sure there are people like the simple-minded.
Be anywhere. It's not just Alabama.
John, don't come getting us legitimately canceled, please.
No, I'm not saying like I'm trying to think of the word, but like that southern, you know, fucking, it's right there on the tip of my tongue, but I can't.
Drawl.
No, not the southern drawl.
Hospitality.
But yeah, that would be the word. Like, you know, you see how Forrest is, and he's, you know, he's always
it all from his mom.
I understand, which is that southern way of living. You know, take it as you get it and deal with it. Then, you know,
and do whatever you can to make sure your kid gets ahead.
Okay, well, you took that to another.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
She's a mom. She's out there doing what she had to do to get Forrest ahead.
Not just to get Forrest ahead, but to give Forrest a normal life.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like when she's walking with him and his foot gets caught in the sewer drain and she yells at the men staring at him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what a mom should do.
Yep.
What genre would you guys put this in?
It's a drama.
Drama. It delivered on the drama.
Yeah, it's done.
For sure.
So what do you think was the major turning point for Forrest?
Did he really have one?
I think he had several. I think when when the braces broke off, I think that was a turning point. And then, you know, as he gets, like, every time he encounters something, like taking up ping pong and, you know, shrimp boating and, you know, making all that money and having Lieutenant Dan take care of him, buying stock in fucking Apple.
Yeah, but I mean, he never really like changes or anything.
No, he really doesn't. And like, you see that when he's sitting on the bench and the guy's like, I'm sitting next to a multi-millionaire.
Yep. He walks away and he pulls out the Fortune magazine.
Yeah.
Show the old lady. Yeah. Anything, all these you know, passersby sitting with him, listening to him talk. It's just got wild stories, and that's all they think they are. But no, in his world, it's real. It's really what happened.
What did you guys like best about the movie?
I'll say Tom Hanks is acting. Now, one thing people probably don't remember, like before this movie, this was like Tom Hanks's first real dramatic role. Before this, he was a comedic actor. Big Money Pit Bachelor Party or whatever it was there back in the day. Bosom Buddies. That's what he was known for.
Volcano.
Yeah. He was not known, or the Burbs. You know, he was not known as a serious dramatic actor, and that all changed with this movie.
Yeah.
And he showed just like how much range he can have.
And you still see it to these days with movies like Sully and
exactly.
Castaway and what was that, the pirate movie? Captain Phillips.
Well, did he have any of them
I'd still like to
ones
see him
yet?
doing.
Like, I don't know if this came before them or in the middle of them.
What?
Like his
Sleepless in
romantic
Seattle?
comedies with like Sleepless in Seattle.
I think that came
Got
before.
Mail. You know, so
I think those came afterwards.
Did they? I don't think so. I think Sleepless in Seattle was like 91, 92, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But still, I mean, this was considered his first real major serious.
Yeah.
Because those are still comedies.
Sleepless in Seattle came out in 93.
Yeah, see?
And then
still doing romantic comedies and stuff, but those are more.
Yeah.
I would love to see. I would love to see Tom Hanks come back and do another like just goofball comedy. Just go on like he normally did with the.
Well, I mean,
like a Will Ferrell style.
Yeah. Dragnet. I want to see him do Dragnet.
I mean,
Dragnet.
I'm trying to think of the last movie that came out was it A Man Called Otto?
Yeah.
Wow, he's got that here coming.
Yeah, but that looks like another drama, romantic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? What did you like least about the film?
Least?
Yeah.
I think it ran on a little bit. It was a little long.
Yeah, it's a little.
Could have cut more out.
It's one of those things. Like the first time you watch it, I think it kind of flies right by because you're kind of invested in seeing what happens, and you kind of get lost in it. But I think after watching it so many times, I think that's when it gets long.
I mean, sitting here watching it yesterday, like I've seen this movie hundreds of times, but it was like, what was the progression that it went through? I forgot about the football stuff. I forgot, the kids when he's running and the guy's chasing him in the truck and he comes, like there was still little things to me that I remembered when I saw it, but I'd forgotten about.
Yeah, because I mean, nowadays, most of the time you see a movie, it's just because it's like on or something, and you catch it halfway through, or you start watching it, and all of a sudden you run out of time, you got to go do something, or the different world we live in now.
Yeah.
You have movies on demand all the time.
Well, what was your favorite scene in the movie?
When he showed Lyndon B. Johnson his ass. That was funny.
Hey, he said he wanted to see it. So.
Yeah, I know.
He did. And he sat there and he thought about it for a good solid 30 seconds. He's like, do I really do this? Shake and bake, baby.
I mean, if Johnson was a pedophile or a creep, he probably could have got him to do something else. But yeah, I think my favorite scene is when he drinks all those Dr. Peppers and
he gotta pee.
I gotta pay.
Use the bathroom.
But that goes back to his innocence. Like that's something I could see Hunter doing. Instead of just going to the bathroom and coming back in the line, Hunter would hold it, and much like Forrest would. So let's discuss casting of this movie.
Yeah, I had to cut like the cast list on this was ridiculous. I had to cut out a lot of stuff because it was just like everybody and his grandma was on the freaking cast list on IMDb.
Well, we'll do the top maybe 4 or 5 characters. Obviously, Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks, fucking impeccable. You can't really beat that.
Nope. Deserve the Best Actor award for that.
We'll go Sally Field with Mrs. Gump.
She's always delightful.
Yes.
Except for
She's
Mrs.
good at playing that
she was a bitch
lady that's also got that undertone of cunt. Sorry, bitch.
And that's the end of the movie bar. But
not in Europe.
Yes,
or
they love
Australia,
us.
Or any civilized country.
Let's talk Robin Wright as Jenny.
She'd be great.
I like how she kind of changed her look from like when she was partying, against the war, and then
I mean,
when
that's
she.
just staying with the trends.
Yeah.
But Forrest never really
changing with the time.
changes.
Well,
Yeah, he has that same haircut the entire time.
He's not a he's not a
Except
follower.
for when he's running across the country, he can't stop to get a haircut.
Just kind of out there doing his thing. She's following everything. She's out there. She's following one guy out into the fight the power and fight the war. Then she's following other guys around bands and all that. So I mean, it's. But no, she'd agree.
Isn't it funny how they always found a way to be around each other?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he is at some random thing at the
Lincoln Monument.
The Lincoln Monument reflection pool, and did you guys hear what he said when the mics got cut out?
Nope.
So what he says is sometimes when people go to Vietnam, they go home to their mamas without legs. Some die, and that's all I have to say about that. So he kind of tells the story of him going home to mama, Lieutenant Dan going home to mama without legs, and
Bubba not coming home at all.
So let's talk Gary Sinise as Lieutenant Dan Taylor.
He's so good.
Yep.
He really.
Everything he continued doing after, also just as a celebrity. He's got the Lieutenant Dan band and all the charity work he does.
The Gary Sinise Foundation, which right after I had gotten out of the military, they had done this offer with, I think it was Men's Warehouse or Joseph A. Bank, where veterans transitioning could go get a brand new suit for like job interviews or whatever. And, like the suit I got was like $500 and I got it for free. So, all on them. And he's like, I remember he came to Germany when I was there. I didn't make it to the show, but the Lieutenant Dan band played in Germany at the base I was at. I really wish I had gone, but I was drunk. But
Germany.
Yeah. And lastly, Bubba, played by Justin Williamson. I think he is the perfect example of a shrimp-loving man from Alabama.
He's from Louisiana.
Louisiana. No, they both said Alabama when Lieutenant Dan, and he asked if they were twins. Yeah, the casting on this was amazing. Did any of the characters in the movie make you angry?
Not really. Maybe the boyfriend who hit Jenny.
Yeah, I mean, there's always those assholes, the dad.
The prostitutes who are mocking Forrest and Dan.
Yeah. She tasted like
cigarettes.
I'll say Jenny made me angry. I felt she was using Forrest. Like, this guy was there for her so many times, and when finally she's fucking down on her luck and out of options, she goes crawling back to him, and then all of a sudden she has a kid with him. I mean,
that's not using them. I mean, that's, if anything, like you could say that was, maybe more came off as a pity. But
yeah, but it was only when it was convenient for her. And I mean, like first she would scold, like when he shows up at her college and punches out her date because he thought he was hurting her. As she yells at him, and then he's like, okay, I'll go back to school now. And he starts walking away in the rain, but she brings him in and ruins her roommate's towel. Yeah.
Oops.
But I'm going to ask the tough question. Do you guys feel Forrest Jr. was really Forrest's kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or did Jenny just see that he's fucking loaded now?
No.
No. God damn, you're really putting a lot on Jenny. I hope people fucking come firing at you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. My God, that poor woman. I mean, not even mention. We didn't even mention just like the body transformation she went through in that movie. I mean, she had to change size to look, like a drug addict.
Yeah.
So I mean, she did a lot. She put a lot of work in. You're gonna goddamn smirch her by saying she's just fucking playing the old. I want to get the good support from the dad. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. She went through a lot in her childhood. You got to look at it from both sides, man.
I guess she went through a lot with her childhood, and
I mean, yeah, there's lessons she learned, and maybe she didn't apply them right, and she may have let him on a little bit here and there. But I mean, it's not like she's 100% just out there trying to fuck with him. She's not trying to, lead him along like a leashed dog.
Okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a second. If she hadn't gotten sick, do you think she would have told Forrest about Forrest Jr.?
Yeah,
eventually.
Well,
I think as she got old, parenthood changes you.
Yes, I know.
It sounds cliche, but
yeah, she was holding down a job and everything.
It 1,000% changes how you view life, how you view your roles and responsibilities. Just it changes everything because all of a sudden you have goddamn another life to worry about.
And we've all gone through it. We all have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I'm a little tougher on Jenny.
It's tough.
But so let's talk about the ending of the film and how each one's story has wrapped up. So obviously Forrest ends up marrying Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny dies and
he's taking care of Forrest Jr. And
he's
that's obviously Jenny's
Lieutenant Dan gets his legs back.
Titanium steel legs and a fiance.
Fiance, yep.
And I tell you what,
running the shrimping company.
If they still have that, Apple company stock, good Lord.
And he was true to his word. He helped out Bubba's family.
Mm-hmm.
Where Bubba's was it mom or his wife?
Mom.
His mom didn't have to work anymore. She had the butler and eating shrimp. Obviously Mrs. Gump passed away. But she got to see her son be successful with the ping ponging and Vietnam, be a hero, get a Purple Heart.
The shrimp
got to see success with Bubba Gump.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what they said, they had 12 boats at the time.
Mm-hmm.
What were you thinking as you finished watching the film? Did you have any thoughts like?
It was so nice. It's so touching. It goes full circle with the feathers.
Yeah, a little choked up at the end there.
Got little Forrest introducing himself to the bus driver.
The same bus driver that dropped off. Yes.
Why should somebody want to watch this movie?
Why? Because it's a really good story.
It's a well done movie, and it's a very touching story.
Yep.
It's over the top, but not in a crazy way.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it's a little,
and it still holds up.
But it's still funny.
It still holds up.
Got good life lessons. I mean, the whole movie could just be about, hey, if you just float by on the breeze and do what you're told, good things will come. That's basically what he does. He just floats along on the breeze. Doesn't have to make too many hard decisions. He's just got to go with his gut.
Yeah.
Here be. And success followed. I mean, he lucked into ping pong. He lucked into most everything. So it's, you know.
Has this movie aged well?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, like I said, some of the a lot of the effects are dated, but that's okay.
Yeah.
The story itself
But that's
still
expected,
holds up.
but yeah.
I mean,
story still holds up.
Parts of the story that now are more relevant now than they were when it came out. You know, the whole Black Power Party, you know, part of it, that's more relevant now than it was in '94. Although, you know, the riots out there, but.
Do you think that movie could be made today?
Sure. I think most of it's just
maybe.
historic, you know.
I mean, actually, there was a in 2022 there was a Bollywood version made, and I actually stopped in the theater when it came out. It actually looked pretty good, and it's an adaptation once again of the novel, but it happens in India's history from like I don't know, like the 1970s to I think the 2010s. But it looked pretty good. What I saw.
Yeah. The length of this movie,
like I said, a little long, but it's still good.
2 hours and 22 minutes. I'm okay with it, honestly. Normally, anything over 2 hours I dread, but for some reason, this one, you know, it's constantly going. The music was awesome.
Oh yes, the music, the soundtrack was just great.
You know, not one but two Skinhead songs, "Free Bird" and "Sweet Home Alabama."
It's for you, brother. Sorry, I gotta throw that in there. You mentioned them.
Yep. Do you think we'll ever see a reboot of Forrest Gump?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, we just had this discussion about Backlash a couple minutes ago, but I mean, they're going to run out of ideas again. They're going to be like, hey, let's go back to books. Hey, go back to successful ones. Hey, Forrest Gump again.
Well, maybe they'll do the sequel because there was a sequel to the book.
Okay, so what was the sequel to the book?
It was Gump and Co.
That's a funny name. Is it like the Dead and Company?
I don't know.
Do we need to play 5-minute sequel again?
No, we do not.
Okay,
I mean, this one isn't that hard. You just continue the story. Now it's just Forrest and his son. Now he's raising his son, taking him through school, other historic things that are going to happen in the '90s. I mean, OJ.
He's in Columbine.
Oh, wait, no, we're still back in the '80s.
Yeah, this is the '70s.
70s, 80s. This is late 70s, 80s. So
yeah, well,
he's got Challenger. He can be in school for the Challenger.
Yeah, he'd be because Jenny died in '82.
Yeah.
Oh, is that when she died?
It was what for? Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, early '80s. So I mean, he's
you could do 83 to 94 and cover everything.
He skipped a few years, same as they did in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you have a part of Challenger. Where's Big Bird? Didn't go up. It's okay. and then you get into the '90s. You go through the whole race riots thing out there.
Rodney King,
OJ. You see him running along the highway next to OJ.
OJ, slow down.
He started running, so I started running.
Oh, God.
I like it.
God, if he comes up, oh, geez, what's he going to, oh, God, what are they going to do for 9/11?
Well, that's why they didn't make the sequel, because they were talking about it right around that time, and after it happened, they just agreed the story was no longer relevant.
Well, that means that they were going to do something there.
Well, what was Forrest working at the fucking World Trade Center as a fucking
I don't know. They just
is that where Bubba Gump was fucking located?
I'm sure just they were like it wasn't.
I don't know. They just anymore. That's what I read online.
That's a long way from fucking Greenbow, Alabama. I'm just saying. All right.
I think it was just the whole
Yeah.
You know the
That doesn't happen.
whole emotion and
Yeah.
feeling around the country. It wasn't the right time.
All right. Do we recommend Forrest Gump?
Oh man, you know what president he give me? Clinton. He could walk in on Lewinsky under the desk. That'd be awesome. That's my intern. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
But
Not
Bell
Forrest.
did. Forrest, you didn't see anything. Okay.
No, I don't want a cigar, thank you.
It smells like cigarettes.
Oh, maybe he's like just passing by at the White House and Bill sticks his head out the office. Can you take this dress to the laundromat for me?
Sure thing, Mr. President.
Oh,
Next thing you know, that fine young man tried to nail him in the coffin.
Oh, good stuff. Yay.
Yeah.
He could be the one who gave George W. a Heimlich to save him from that pretzel.
I was sitting there with the president and he
We
started
were
choking.
watching football and he started choking.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Good ideas.
Do we recommend Forrest Gump?
Absolutely.
All right, Justin,
I
give us
think
some
this
ratings.
is- I mean, honestly, this is one of the most quoted movies ever.
It really is.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, a lot of people, oh, there's Elf and there's, all those, but so many things come from this
Yeah.
movie. It's just ridiculous.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never
Do
know.
you remember the Comedy Central little bits they did during commercial breaks back in the 90s when Forrest came out? Like they had one, was it there? Life, prostitutes are like a box of chocolates. You got to pay more for the good ones.
That's good.
They had one about Jean-Claude Van Damme being like a box of chocolates. I don't know. I don't remember the punchline on that one, but they had a whole series of them.
And I'm sure we can find them.
Yes.
All right. IMDb gives it an 8.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 76% out of 100. Letterboxd, 4.1 out of 5. What say ye, Billy?
I'm struggling with this one because it's really good. I'm trying to get it right. I said 4.25. 4.25 stars.
I gave it a 5.
See, I'm going like 4.8.
0.8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna make it difficult. That's the way I like to do it. But next week, oh boy, this will be a fun one. We will be covering the 35th anniversary of, and here's a fun one. Has Billy seen it yet?
What's
Little Monsters?
Yeah, I saw it when we were kids.
Okay, just making sure.
This was on repeat in my house for the longest time.
And Howie
God
Mandel.
damn, we had the VHS.
I don't know if you've ever watched it. I don't remember you watching it with me, so
please.
It's too long ago.
I haven't seen this movie in probably about 30 years, so.
Oh no, I've seen it more recently than that.
I own it, but I haven't watched it. But I will be watching it this weekend.
Well, yeah, now you have to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wrap, folks. Thanks for joining us today.
Before we go, find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcast, and wherever you're listening to this right the hell now.
And don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated on future episodes and join the conversation. You can find us on X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at movie_bar_pod and at the Movie Bar Podcast on Facebook.
Until next time, keep the popcorn popping and the reels rolling, and we will catch you next week on the Movie Bar Podcast.
Something bet me in the buttocks.
Shrimp cocktail, shrimp stew.
Just stop rattling off shrimp.
I don't eat them, so I don't know them.